But right now we're going to talk some Aztecs basketball. We are joined by a former player and now an assistant coach to Steve Fisher and Montezuma Mesa, Tony Bland, with us on Extra Sports 1360. Tony, how you doing? Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you guys as well. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Nice to have you on the program, Tony. It's been a very busy couple of months, but I would imagine very satisfying for you and Coach Fisher and the staff. I mean, this is quite a recruiting class you guys have put together. A lot of hard work paying off.
Yes, it is. I mean, we're very excited. We feel like we have the best recruiting class in the country, obviously, because they're our guys. And we can't wait till everyone else see what we fell in love with.
Tony, this was your first season on the bench with Coach Fisher, and he really entrusted you with a lot of the recruiting responsibilities. How did you learn what you're supposed to do? I mean, you went through the process as a player, but what prepares you for being on the other side and trying to convince young men to come to San Diego State?
I have a great coaching staff. You know, they kind of walked me through it step by step. They put the training wheels on, and they said, hey, this is what you do, this is what you do not do. And they kind of just, you know, if I had any questions, regardless of what time it was, I could just give them a call and say, hey, are we allowed to do this with so-and-so? And they would walk me through it and make sure that I was, you know, doing the right things. And, you know, I just took it from there.
Not that I can think of any reason why a guy wouldn't want to come to San Diego State, but what put Winston Shepard over the top and got him to become an Aztec, Tony?
I think he believes in Coach Fisher's system. He you know, watched the old Michigan days, and he watched what he did with Kawhi and Jamal this year, and, you know, a lot of his wings and his point guards. And I think he fell in love with that system. You know, he was he was close with our coaching staff. You know, he took a liking to Coach Dutcher and Coach Fisher and Coach Mark Fisher and myself. And I think he just believed in what we were telling him, and he can see himself with that Aztec jersey.
When you talk about Coach Fisher's system, is that a big part of your pitch? He is not one of those guys who is a micromanager and wants every guy standing in a certain spot on the floor all the time. He likes guys to go out there and play basketball and make their own plays. Is that a big part of your selling point, and do kids find that appealing? It
may be the biggest part of my selling point, because at the end of the day, you know, it's not very many coaches out there like Coach Fisher that's what you call a player's coach. You know, he's going to allow you to shoot the ball if you can shoot it. If you can handle it, he wants you to handle it, regardless of height, size, age, weight. He's going to let you do what you feel he feels that you're best at. So, you know, when you're telling someone's parent that, hey, even though you're 6'9", Coach Fisher will let you bring the ball up and play point guard. And really mean it. And it's not just you know, telling stories. You really mean it. He's really going to do it. It's a little easier.
Tony, we heard so many stories about how good the guys that weren't playing for San Diego State this past season were in practices and things like that. The O'Briens of Utah, the transfers, Dwayne Poley coming in. How really good are these guys that were playing against your team last year when it came to practice? Take us inside some of those practices. How competitive were those games?
I mean, like we say, a lot of times the practices are better than the games because they're very, very competitive. You know, these guys, I think the Aztec Nation is going to be excited what they see next year out of these guys. You have J.J. O'Brien, who's very cerebral, very versatile, and Dwayne Poley is just a freak of nature. I think maybe the best athlete in college basketball. So we have those two on the same team going against our starting five last year. No wonder why we were able to kind of overachieve, because we were, you know, playing against very good players in practice every day.
Tony, you've got the Mountain West Conference Player of the Year coming back in Jamal Franklin, but I've made the argument that I don't really expect him to win it again. He may be a better player next year, but with the amount of talent that you guys have, the numbers might get spread out a little more, points, rebounds, minutes, things like that. Is that going to be okay for all those talented guys on the roster? How are you guys going to handle that?
It'll be fine. I think our guys have bought into winning means more than personal goals, because when you win, everyone, you know, gets their due. And I think if Jamal's numbers go down and the win column go up, I think he'll be satisfied and he'll be happy. He's not a me guy, and at the end of the day, he just want to see the team do well.
Tony, how excited is San Diego State, not only with the recruiting class, but the schedule that's started to come out for next season, opening the season on the aircraft carrier against Syracuse, got the game against UCLA coming up in the Wooden Classic. And these are really exciting times for San Diego State. I imagine you as well as anybody, knows just how far this program has come over the last half decade, and next year really is something that everybody's already looking forward to.
Yeah, me being a former player, bleeding black and red, I am excited about it because this is what, I envisioned when I left Syracuse to come here. This is what I saw. I knew that this program can be on this level, and I knew that this could be a place that, gold mine, where as far as talent coming in, as far as wins and, getting the recognition we deserve. So I'm very excited about it, especially playing against my former team in Syracuse, and also a team that I committed to as a sophomore in high school at UCLA. We're excited about these games and this whole season.
Speaking of UCLA, Tony, as much time as you spent on the recruiting trail, can you comment on the guys that they have brought in recently, including Tony Parker, the big announcement yesterday, Shabazz Muhammad, of course, and they have one of the classes now. That's going to be a very interesting game on December 1st in Anaheim.
Yeah. They have a great class. They have some really talented players. The coaching staff did a great job. Coach Holland is a tremendous coach, and their assistants, they do a great job at grinding and getting it done. So we're excited. Obviously UCLA is for years in the past have been the measuring stick of how good you are on the West Coast, and we feel like we're ready to step up and measure ourselves. So we're really excited about this game coming up.
Well, Tony, congratulations on a great offseason so far, and continued best of luck up there on the Mesa. Keep on adding all those great players at San Diego State, man. We'll keep having fun coming out and watching you guys play.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. You guys do a great job. Thanks for having me on, and we really appreciate all the support.
Anytime, Tony. Anytime. Congratulations. Thanks a bunch.